As listeners, we want you to understand that the solution of business, tax, and legal issues depends on many factors, including local, state, and federal laws. Listeners' names and questions may be simulated. The show is not intended to offer business, tax, or legal advice, and Spiegel and Utrera PA, its attorneys, and Lawrence J. Spiegel recommend you seek legal advice from an attorney about your specific matter. AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business Today. There are only two types of people, those in business and those who wish they were. Join Larry Spiegel, entrepreneur, author, and managing shareholder of Spiegel and Utrera PA, with host Joe Castello, as they tackle issues and challenges associated with starting, expanding, buying, or selling your business in today's highly competitive marketplace. It's time to start or expand your business today. And now, here's Larry Spiegel and Joe Castello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business Today. I'm Joe Castello, and once again, we're joined in studio by entrepreneur, author, and managing shareholder at Spiegel and Utrera PA, Larry Spiegel. Larry, welcome back.
Well, Joe, thank you. I can't tell you how happy I am to be back, and I'm certainly looking forward to helping all these aspiring entrepreneurs with their questions, their problems, and situations.
You're like Mr. Fix-It. We provide the questions, and you provide some answers.
Well, we try to.
That's all we can ask, is to try to answer the questions. And, boy, do we have questions for you today. I know there are a lot of people out there who are trying to get something going, aspiring to start their business. It takes an idea. It takes hard work. It takes commitment. They got to keep after it. Every once in a while, there's an issue, but we've got questions for you today.
And we're happy to take care of them. And you can hear the hard work coming through with the questions and their concerns that the callers have as they address the opportunities that they find themselves confronted with.
It's a big challenge, and sometimes there's a problem, something arises, and you don't know what to do. Well, if you've got a question about starting, expanding, buying, or selling your business, give us a call at 800-520-7600. It works just like a voicemail, so you can call anytime, day or night. That's 800-520-7600. Just leave your name and your question, and we may use it right here on the show. And remember, more information, the better. The type of business, where you are, whatever you can throw at Larry, we certainly appreciate it. You can also email us, radioshow@AmeriLawyer.com, and check out the site where you'll find more episodes of the show. Larry, are you ready?
Joe, I'm ready. Sounds great. I'm fired up. Let's go.
Let's hit it. First question coming from Orlando.
Yes, my name is Orlando, Civilized Ministry. I'm trying to incorporate my mission, and I needed different information from you. I'm in your website. I've been reading for a while, and I got a lot of organization next week, and I needed some help. I also have a couple of parishes that I wanted to convert it into a corporation. I know how to do the paperwork, but I just wanted to know, as a registered agent, or this, I'll bondage my time. Thank you.
So, Orlando, that's a great question, and it sounds to me like you've already progressed quite a ways with your nonprofit, and it sounds to me like you have some secondary situations involved also when you mention missions. And I've helped a number of nonprofits out over the years that I consider to be religious in nature, such as what you're alluding to. And I do believe that you need a charter for your organization, a master charter, that would then give specifics as to the various missions that there would be out there and how a mission can come in and become part of your main organization. So in some respects, it's a lot like franchising, where you have the parent church, and then you have other branches of the church, parishes, as you have called them. They would be their own legal entities, but they would be answerable to the main church, the parent church. I think this does take some work to come up with the charter and then the plan of action for the missions. Once this is determined, then it would be easy to go ahead and set up the nonprofit organizations for the main church and then for the various missions. We would probably go ahead and seek the IRS exemption for the main church. Once we had that in hand, we would then go ahead and decide whether or not we would do it for the missions or have already determined in the charter that the missions would be subservient to the parent church and they wouldn't have to go ahead and qualify as their own 501c3 religious organization because they're operating under the charter of the parent church.
There is a lot going on with these non-for-profits, especially with churches. I had no idea.
Well, it's just like any other business. They do have a hierarchy, and they need to maintain it, and it can be a very good opportunity.
Orlando, great question. Thank you very much. Moving on, let's get rolling. Next one. I am an IT person by trade, but have begun to do some work for people outside of my job. I go to homes and offices and set up networks for people and businesses. Most people don't really know a lot about their computers and need help. I'd like to do more of this work and possibly hire someone to do jobs while I'm at my own job, which pays me well with benefits. What kind of pitfalls should I be aware of if I start taking on this kind of work? And could my employee be an independent contractor?
Well, of course, the word employee and independent contractor, they don't go together. You're either an employee or an independent contractor, so they're mutually exclusive. But it seems to me that for your business, you need to incorporate or set up a limited liability company. That's your parent organization. That's where you're going to do your branding. That's where you're going to do your marketing. Then you're going to hire independent contractors because you're really not going to direct the manner and means in which they do the work, but you're going to take one further step, and that is that you're going to require each one of these independent contractors to form their own corporation or limited liability company because that's who you will enter into your agreement with, their company. And then you'll have an ironclad situation, and they will be independent contractors, and you won't have to worry about ever being responsible for their taxes, workers' compensation, or unemployment insurance. At the same time that you enter into these independent contractor agreements, you will have the individual who's behind that particular corporation or limited liability company guarantee the contract that you've entered into. And also, it'll be spelled out in the contract that that individual will be the one to perform services for the independent contractor, so you don't get somebody else in there. There are other issues implicit in your question, like, for example, how difficult will it be to expand and build this business when I'm not out there giving a personal touch? I'm not sure about the answer to that, but it seems to me that a lot of it revolves around your ability to select the right independent contractors. They have to have the knowledge that's required to do the work, and I believe if you have that, your business will succeed. Then going back to the independent contractors agreement, we also want to deal with the issues of who's supplying the equipment to get the jobs done, the non-compete nature, the non-solicitation of the customers, and things like that. But I think it's something that could be considered to be done that could easily spring into some sort of a franchise situation.
Well, that would be great, and I know from my own experience that a great IT person that you know, you trust, you can rely on is worth the weight in gold.
That's true.
Excellent question. Best of luck, and we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more of your questions about starting, expanding, buying, or selling your business. And remember, at AmeriLawyer.com, you can hear more episodes of the show, and while you're there, shoot us a question, radioshow@AmeriLawyer.com, or give us a call. That's 800-520-7600. We'll be back after this with more Start or Expand Your Business Today.
Start or expand your business today.
There are some mistakes in business that may cause the occasional headache. Then there are some mistakes in business that may keep you up all night for weeks and months at a time. Avoid those mistakes by seeking strategic business and legal advice from a team of attorneys ready to help you. Spiegel and Joe PA's General Counsel Club can assist you with the tough legal and business questions at crucial times. Call toll-free 800-734-9900 to receive your annual membership and be entitled to get unlimited strategic business and legal advice for a year. The General Counsel Club can assist with how to buy or sell sell business, converting hobby expenses into legitimate business expenses. What are legitimate business expenses for tax purposes? Tips on leasing a business location, whether for retail, office, warehouse, or industrial. Leasing versus buying options for vehicles and equipment. IRS examinations, audits, liens, levies, deficiencies, and settlements of tax dispute. Knowledge is power, and knowing that Spiegel and Joe PA's General Counsel Club is one phone call away may give you the confidence to succeed during the day and rest well at night. Call 800-734-9900 or log on to AmeriLawyer.com today.
Got a question about starting, expanding, buying, or selling your business? Email radioshow@AmeriLawyer.com. Listeners' questions may air on episodes of AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business today. That's radioshow@AmeriLawyer.com. Now back to Start or Expand Your Business today.
Welcome back to Start or Expand Your Business today. Joe Castello along with Larry Spiegel. Larry, we got the questions stacked up. We got entrepreneurs out there. They're trying to make their way in the world. Tough world.
Well, it's a difficult world, but there's so many opportunities out there that we can overcome just about anything. We're willing to put in the work.
It seems to be the case. You've got answers for all these questions. They're all over the board. When did you get excited about business, Larry? When did you realize that this is something that I do, I like, I enjoy?
Probably when I was around 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
That young? Lemonade stand?
No.
Give us the secret. What was the first one?
I guess delivering newspapers was the first thing I did.
What is that? I'm kidding. That's a joke. Newspapers. That's how a lot of kids got started.
Yeah.
Is there a modern equivalent to that, would you say?
Well, I ended up one day by putting all the newspapers in a sewer.
Really?
I got tired of it. I couldn't sell that business, so I just terminated it.
That's called calling it a day, folks.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely don't want to encourage the audience to do that. Let's get back into the questions here on this show. Next question. My family owns a gas station that has a small grocery store and a mechanic's garage with several bays. We have leased out the gas and grocery business to another company for steady income so that we can focus on the mechanic work, which is our area of expertise. I would like to invest in the business and try to grow my profits, but I am unsure of what will give me the best return on investment. On the table currently is improving my waiting room facilities so that my customers have a better experience. Any ideas?
Well, I'm not really sure about that idea of improving the waiting room. Of course, I don't know what the waiting room looks like now, but I believe that the promotion of the business would be the key to expanding the business and growing the business. And we need some effective methodology to promote the business. I'm not sure here, but I would think that you need to specialize in a particular area of repair. I don't know whether that's transmissions, front-end alignment. And I'm thinking about, again, the urgency to purchase if I would be selecting a specialty. That's what I'd be doing, and then I'd be looking to promote my business through some sort of what I consider to be saturation-type advertising. Unfortunately, today, all advertising seems to be in a state of upheaval, so it's not an easy thing to try to, on the one hand, come up with a promotional concept that you can really dwell on that may be based around a specialization in your business, and then to come up with an effective way to promote the business. But I think that's the real challenge that you have. And I would keep my waiting room clean. I would make it comfortable, but I would concentrate on the promotion of the business, because there has to be some sort of effective lead generation system. Without it, the business will not grow.
Great question. Moving on. Next one. This one coming from Andy. My name is Andy. What qualifies a business to be able to offer internships to students? And does it have to be students, or can it be people who want to gain experience? Asks Andy.
Well, Andy, thank you for your question. Of course, the internship, it doesn't have to be just for students, or can be for anybody. But the key is education, not work. They're there to broaden their educational experience with whatever that activity happens to be. If we take the example of a student that's majoring in advertising and gets an internship at an advertising agency, it seems almost impossible that that person wouldn't do work while they were at the advertising agency. But that work is going to be advertising related, and it's going to be pursuant to some sort of a structured program to enhance the educational knowledge of the individual. And as I've said many times before, it's not answering the phone, it's not making copies, not shredding, not making coffee. So can you make this internship idea fit into your business? You probably can, because entrepreneurs, they're magicians at coming up with different concepts. And if you know what the rules are and use those, then there wouldn't be any reason why you couldn't use interns.
Andy, thanks for your question. Next question. Larry, I'm interested in growing my business, but I'm having a tough time managing my time. Like many entrepreneurs, I'm a one-man band, and just completing each day's tasks takes most of my energy. Do you have any strategies that you use to get the most out of yourself each day?
Well, Joe, what I'm thinking about here with this caller is that it's the routine that you have to establish. I don't know if you're a morning person or an evening person, but you have to develop a routine for your day. And within the day there may be cycles, or within the week there may be cycles for work that you do. It may even be cycles within a month. All this has to be laid out. Now, we're talking essentially about time management and the most effective use of your time. There's lots of books on this. There's lots of ideas, a lot more than I would go into in the show. One of the things that I have found to be advantageous is the use of timers. I encourage people that work for me to use timers, particularly as it relates to voicemail and email. So you set your timer for 50 minutes, and in 50 minutes you check, when the timer goes off, you check your voicemail, you check your email, then you move back to your work. This way you're not interrupted by these things that can come up at any time and cause problems. But at the same time, you're not going to be accused of not responding to the callers or the emails in a prompt fashion.
Excellent piece of advice. I can see it helping me already, because I'm checking email. Oh, right. There's one. There's another one. Oh, goodness, I'm off task, just like that.
Exactly.
Excellent stuff. Larry, great job. And if you've got a question, give us a call, 800-520-7600. That's 800-520-7600, and we'll be back with more, plus Larry's final thought, when we return on AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business Today.
AmeriLawyer.com.
Start or expand your business today. Form your corporation for as little as $104.95. Each corporation is complete and includes state filing fees, corporation records book, corporate seal, articles of incorporation, corporate bylaws, corporate minutes, stock certificates, preliminary name search, and attorney's fees. Spiegel and Utrera PA and AmeriLawyer.com can also help you with assumed or fictitious business names, advising on legitimate business expenses for tax purposes, discussing the converting of personal expenses into deductible business expenses, assisting you in developing a service agreement for your business, answering your questions on the advantages of minority-owned business certification, explaining the differences between a corporation and a limited liability company, and the benefits of creating either a regular corporation, S corporation, or a limited liability company. Knowledge is power. Order over the phone at 800-603-3900. That's 800-603-3900, or online at AmeriLawyer.com.
Got a question about starting, expanding, buying, or selling your business? Call 800-520-7600. Just leave your name and your question. Listeners' questions may air on episodes of AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business Today. That's 800-520-7600. Now back to Start or Expand Your Business Today.
Final segment here on AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business Today. Larry, these shows just fly right by.
Time just flies, Joe, when you're having fun. That's the old saying. But at the same time, I'm hoping that we are helping people, and even if they get one idea out of the show, it's worthwhile.
Absolutely, and I think that is exactly what we're trying to do. As much as we're answering questions for people who are already in the mix and in the process, maybe someone out there who's very casual, who has a job, who's never even thought about starting their own business, maybe they'll say, I think I would like to try to do that, and maybe that could be the next something. Who knows?
Well, we hope so.
Let's get right back to the questions. This one coming from Gene. Hey guys, great show. My name is Gene. I have a job, but have been really interested in doing charity work with returning veterans. I was raised in a military family and would like to give back. I want to do things the right way with a 501c3 non-for-profit corporation. Does the fact that I'm currently employed affect my status when applying? And if I'm currently doing charity work now, will I need to disclose what I've already done? We help veterans find employment in our area. Thanks, says Gene.
Well, Gene, thank you for your great work, and there's really no problem at all. The fact that you're currently employed does not have anything at all to do with this nonprofit corporation that you would establish, because remember that any corporation or limited liability company that anybody establishes is a separate legal entity, and it takes on a life of its own. It starts at the time that you set it up. And it does not look to anybody's background or experience or credit or anything else in its endeavors moving forward. You should always keep that in mind, and that is one of the advantages why people are utilizing corporations and limited liability companies almost every day. You're getting a fresh start, a clean slate, call it whatever. The fact that you're currently doing charity work now will not need to be disclosed at all. It has nothing at all to do with the new company. Having said that, it could very well be that there may be something with the new company that you will want to have it qualify or do something that may require, for example, you as a director of the company to give your resume and accomplishments in the area, which would only seek to enhance and embellish the new company's standing. But I encourage you to move forward. This is a great area, and we do have lots of clients with their 501c3s being very successful. And if I don't say it all the time, let me say it again, that there is money to be made by doing good.
And I think that's a win-win for everybody involved. And I love what he's doing with our veterans coming home, helping them find jobs. I think that could be very, very cool. Next question. This one coming from Marissa. Final question of the night. Marissa asks, I have been in the teaching field for 10 years and have many degrees as well as much student loan. I often do math tutoring for students that need help. I was exploring the idea of doing this more often, off-site, to earn extra income. If I do it, I'd like to do it the right way and in a way that can be lucrative. I already know of several people that can work alongside of me. What are the initial steps that I should take since I'm dealing with children and parents? How do I protect myself from liability?
Well, Marissa, you don't really say in the question where you will actually do the tutoring. So we'll kind of put that off to the side for the moment. You did mention off-site, but I wasn't clear to me what that meant. Are you at their home tutoring them? I'm confused by that. But like any other business, you'd establish a corporation or a limited liability company. With that in place, you'd begin to set up your branding, your ideas for marketing. You need a service agreement in this business, because you want to enter into a contract with the parents as to what it is that you're providing for them, the compensation, when it's to be paid, what your liability is in the situation, which is nothing, but we want to spell it out in writing. If we're going to use any kind of guarantee in our marketing, this would be the place where we would put it. And use the service agreement as a marketing device, but at the same time dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, so that our liability is as limited as it possibly can be. The other thing that Marissa had mentioned was the utilization of others to do tutoring. And again, it's the idea of using the tutor as an independent contractor. The best scenario there is to have that individual set up their own corporation or LLC so you can enter into contract with that company. That is the ironclad methodology to go about utilizing an independent contractor. However, having said that, tutoring would be one of those areas where customarily that could be considered an independent contractor because you're not directing the manner and the means in which they do their work.
Marissa, great question, and that's exactly the kind of question we love here on the show. 800-520-7600. Remember, folks, it works just like a voicemail. I know you're inspired. Late at night, something hits you. Give us a call. 800-520-7600 or radio show at AmeriLawyer.com. And that's it for questions. Now it's time for Larry's final thought.
Well, Joe, during the show today, I was thinking about getting something accomplished and thinking about these entrepreneurs and the ideas that they have. And I was thinking that if they really want to do something, they'd find a way. And if they didn't, they'd find an excuse. I encourage everybody to work smarter, not harder, because there's no amount of hard work that will compensate for the lack of organizing and planning.
Larry, great job as usual. And to you listeners out there, if you've got a question, this is the place. 800-520-7600. Just like a voicemail, anytime, day or night, leave your name and your question, and we may use it here on the show. Larry, great job. Take us home.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. And I want everybody to remember to plan their work and work their plan.
He's Larry Spiegel. I'm Joe Castello, and we'll see you next time right here on AmeriLawyer.com presents Start or Expand Your Business Today.
AmeriLawyer.com, where understanding your business is our business.
There are some mistakes in business that may cause the occasional headache. Then there are some mistakes in business that may keep you up all night for weeks and months at a time. Avoid those mistakes by seeking strategic business and legal advice from a team of attorneys ready to help you. Spiegel and Joe PA's General Counsel Club can assist you with the tough legal and business questions at crucial times. Call toll-free 800-734-9900 to receive your annual membership and be entitled to get unlimited strategic business and legal advice for a year. The General Counsel Club can assist with selecting a legal and tax structure for your business, building business credit, when a trust should own your corporation or limited liability company. What are the benefits of forming a corporation or limited liability company? What are the differences between a corporation and limited liability company? Using employees versus independent contractors. Knowledge is power, and knowing that Spiegel and Joe PA's General Counsel Club is one phone call away may give you the confidence to succeed during the day and rest well at night. Call 800-734-9900 or log on to AmeriLawyer.com today.
AmeriLawyer.com, where understanding your business is our business. For more episodes of Start or Expand Your Business Today, log on to AmeriLawyer.com/radio show. That's AmeriLawyer.com/radio show.